This next award recipient is Andrea Soto, Vice President at MasterCard, where she champions and leads a global corporate Women in Technology initiative. One of her greatest passions is getting more women involved in technology careers. You hear that, young students? And exposing younger generations of girls to STEM education programs. Ms. Soto helped establish key programs in more than a dozen global cities and led the development of partnerships with organizations like Girls Who Code and Women 2.0. Please welcome Andrea Soto.
Thank you so much. What an honor to be here. I thought I was cool that I had my comments on my phone as well, just like Brigitte, but I have to use my glasses. So we may have a few differences. So honestly, it's just, I'm really humbled to be here. What an honor to be even in the same conversation with my fellow honorees. So thank you to the Westchester County Association for the recognition and for all of you in this room for your participation in our effort. It's interesting. As the Chief of Staff of our Operations and Technologies organization, I walked into the role knowing what I was thinking I knew what I was going to be doing from a Chief of Staff perspective, but it opened a whole new world for me as it related to women in tech and the evolution of women in the business world. Growing up, I really didn't have a perspective of gender equality or lack of gender equality. I grew up in a small town in Missouri in the Midwest. I'm from St. Louis. Working class family, blue collar family. Mom and dad both worked. It was nothing to see my dad make dinner and my mom mow the grass. I learned how to change the oil in a car when I was 12, and I think I can still change a tire faster than many men I know. So growing up, I just really didn't realize what was going on in the business world or in the real world. And when I started my career with MasterCard about 18 years ago, I was in for a rude awakening. As many here have mentioned, I would walk in and be the only girl, the only woman. At the time I started my career, I was 20, so I was young, so I kind of thought I was confident, and I didn't even care about the gender-biased story. But as I was walking into environments where I was the only woman, I realized I would, my confidence would start to waver a little bit, and it was just really, it became a really personal thing for me to be a part of the movement and change this. So let me get back to my notes. So I was quickly brought up to speed on that. Again, MasterCard is a great company. It's not that we're not promoting women, but what we're finding is women aren't promoting themselves. We're not raising our hands. Oftentimes when we see a job description, we just inherently want to see that we have the majority of all of those requirements before we stand up and go for it. And our male friends and counterparts, they're more confident if they're about halfway there, and they raise their hands and go for it. So, which is, hey, that's great. We should be more like that. So what we were finding is we need to focus on three big things, and that's what my program, our Women in Technology program, does. We aim to grow, find, and keep women in tech. So first, it's growing the pipeline. How do we get to girls at those critical young ages so they know what technology looks like, they understand that they can be part of the STEM world, and so that when they're making decisions on interest groups and classes they want to take, they're opting in. Because right now, they're silently opting out. They're just not participating. Secondly is finding women in technology. So the pool is really small. How do we raise the profile specifically for MasterCard, so that women are considering us as a technology company and coming to be part of our family? And lastly, it's keeping women in tech. As we see women grow in our careers, around the midway point of our career, we drop off. We see this really strong attrition rate. And the factors, whether it's institutional barriers, unconscious bias, maybe inflexibility with work schedules, whatever the case may be, we're seeing that we're just not getting to those senior and executive levels. And so that's another thing that we aim to change. So I'm really proud to be part of the effort. I thank God every day for my parents that I didn't have the gender bias growing up and that I walked through those doors with confidence. And it's my hope and my dream that girls here very, very soon are also with that childlike faith, just walking into an environment and that it's not even a conversation we're having. That's what my hope is. So as you guys have all heard, one of my favorite quotes, I'm sure you've all heard it before, is that Ginger Rogers did everything Fred Astaire did, but she did it backwards and in heels. And that's something that I kind of remind girls about day in, day out. So thanks again to the Westchester County Association for just recognizing everyone here today and for allowing me be part of the conversation. It's an honor. Thanks so much.